gamers, it's your boy Big Simp,
And it's your boy, Big Cheese.
and this is the Two Dads Reloaded.
Reloaded.
Now, it's been a long time. We've been on a bit of a hiatus, but we're back. Things have been a little chaotic, a little saucy, but we're here to regroup, come back together as a big family. So I hope you guys are excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the 05 is gone. This is monumental. Cheese, how does it feel to be Cheese?
It's I mean it would never be forgotten, it'd always be remembered. The all 5 was my legacy, I guess. But
Yeah.
listen, at the end of the day, it's a career. You gotta think about the right moves and the branding, But I mean,
Make moves.
yeah, like it just looks so good too, You see Cheese on Twitch. I think it's a better decision. It would take a little bit of time for people to get used to, but
It looks nice.
yeah.
It's really sleek. Fresh as fudge.
Fudge.
Fudge. Well, that's great. Cheese, would you like to hear some news before we dive into the discussion?
Yeah, give me some news, dude. What's going on?
A lot has happened, obviously, as it's been years since we've been
yeah.
Going, so there's a lot to talk about. But I'll start it off with Super Mario Bros. Darbian was dethroned. Well, actually, this was a while ago. Some Wes had gotten a 456, 495 5 months ago, and then Cosmic got it, and then Some Wes got it back 15 days ago, and then Cosmic got it back.
No way, did he?
Hold on. No, wait. I'm reading this wrong. So 1 month ago, Cosmic got it from Some Wes with a 455, 913, and then about 15 days after that, or sorry, a little over 15 days after that, Some Wes got it back, and he's sitting shining at the top with a 455, 796.
And he still has it right now. I'm kind of glad. I mean, I don't prefer. The thing is that Some Wes has been trying. Dude, I remember like a year ago he was trying to get this world record, and it's just finally he was able to get it in like awesome fashion as well. I'm so happy that he finally got it. But like it's a great rivalry, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think the game could get any lower, but apparently, I don't know if you saw that infographic, but there's something posted on a speedrun Reddit that was comparing the most recent world record runs to TAS and the strats used, and they're almost using every strat. Almost. There's like maybe 3 or 4 more strats they can implement, so
that's crazy.
Who knows? We might get down to a 454. I mean, this game's insane, dude. It's down to the milliseconds. Absolutely.
Yeah, literally to the frame rule, which I still don't understand how that works exactly, but it's just like it's crazy to think that their entire run, they're relying on frames here. Like literally, like 1 frame, the run is dead. It's just insanity to even think about. But like with a 5-minute category in a Mario game, that's bound to happen.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Well, that's the Super Mario Bros. Front, and then of course, sticking in the Super Mario things, we've got Super Mario Odyssey. Nicrovita was the boy on top for a hot minute. He seemed pretty untouchable, but has since been bopped by multiple people. Chaos Pringle has been coming through, grinding away. PB after PB is currently sitting at a 1 hour 55-second time in first place. 16 days ago. Equanimity.
Equan, yeah. I think it's called him Equan.
Yeah, Equan as well is 2 seconds ahead of Nicro. So, and these are all in the last month.
Yeah.
The competition for Super Mario Odyssey it just seems like it's been continuous. Like, I think the 1-year anniversary is coming up shortly. If not, it's already happened.
I think it happened on Nicron first run at GDQX, I think was the day before the anniversary. I think it happened literally a few days ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, Craigasm. So a year later, the game is still very much alive. You see new games come and go all the time. They're hot for a little bit, and then you kind of stop hearing about them. They're not as, interesting or whatever. The game turns out to not be that deep. But Super Mario Odyssey, it seems like it's going nowhere. And from what I've heard from people talking about it, there's a lot of strats that have yet to be implemented, and we're probably going to see a sub 1 by the end of 2019, I hope. Not by the end of. I don't think we'll get it by end of 2018. Maybe like mid 2019.
Right.
But yeah, I can turn myself up a little bit.
I just turned you up, so you should be fine.
Oh, all right. Hey, Zscape. Hey, Doug. Do whatever. Opa. Yeah. Okay. I could just say hi to everybody. I feel bad. But, yeah, okay.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Thanks for joining. It's insane. And shout outs to Equan too. Not only Equan, but like there's like an influx. I want to say influx because they've actually been around for quite a while. But there's so many speedrunners nowadays that are extremely young. It's like and they're all really good too. So Ouija from Mario 64, I think he's 16 now. It's gonna be 16. Equan, who we just talking about, he apparently is 14 years old. And
wow.
Yeah, and one of the top, I think he's 3rd or 4th place in Celeste 90%. And Sushi, he's also like 14 or 15 years old. Like all of these young players are stepping up and they're so amazing in their games. Like the way that speedrunning is going right now, like could you just imagine how they'll be in a few years? It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be intense.
These people are getting in young. I mean, it's so good to get in young because you have so much time when you're younger to fuck around, a lot of extra time. So yes, you've got Ouija. I believe he's 15 going on 16. That sounds about right.
Right.
Equan. I think Aki as well is also young.
I won't be surprised.
A lot of youngins, dude. They're gonna overtake us. We're old boys. We're these bones don't move like they used to. So we'll see what they've got. They've got a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and what are you gonna say?
I said I'm getting in chat right now that apparently Rails Diordam is also 14 years old.
Oh my goodness.
It's insane.
Dang. Super Mario Odyssey is just kids, man. It's just a bunch of kids. That's dope.
God gamers.
Gotta get my alert. Well, speaking of Super Mario 64, that has been popping off. Now, typically it's 120 star or 70 star. That's like the hot category. There's some competition going on, but it's been kind of low key in that department. You got Tago grinding for 70 star. I believe Paracusia is doing 120 grinding, and Paracusia can totally bring the time down. And he's somewhat to watch out for. But 16 star right now, I've never seen 16 star as hot as it is.
I don't think it ever has been as hot as it is right now.
So I think it was Ouija. Ouija had gotten a 15-17 7 months ago, and that stood for quite a while. And then Aki got a 15-16, bopped that 29 days ago. Drozdowski, 15 days later, 15-16, his first world record. I think that was Ouija's first world record. I could be wrong about that. The 15-17, and then Aki comes back 2 days later, 12 days ago, with a 15-08. And right now, you've got Drozdowski, you've got Ouija, you've got Aki, and you've got Zaya, and you've got Lunar Jump, all grinding. And there's more, too. You got like Slippery Nip, Ikori, all bringing their time lower. What do you think about it?
I mean, and, well, me as well. I started doing 16. Dude, I'm excited. Like, I kind of, throughout my years, I've kind of talked a lot of trash on 16 star. Not like, I don't.
We all have.
Yeah, I don't try to trash on it, but I complain about BLJs and whatever. And, I prefer the long categories. But I started doing 16 star for fun. I don't know what made me start. I don't even think it's the competition that made me start doing it. But I just did a few 16 star runs. Oh, it was because of the Big Simp Invitational, because the Big Simp is 16 star, right? So I did some 16, and then I did the races, and I had a lot of fun. So I've been doing 16 nowadays, and it's just great because it's a relaxed feeling compared to like 120 star, especially like you do 120 star. You're grinding for a week, and you could easily go a week without finishing a run, for example, right? And it's a bad feeling. So like you do 16 star, you could finish 1 billion runs a day, and every time you finish a run, it's a good feeling. And I know you know that feeling really well. You could do a bunch of runs and finish them, and then go again like nothing. It's a good feeling. It's really relaxed. I don't know if that makes it easier or harder anyway, but mentally, it's way more. It's a nice relaxation.
Yeah, it seems really chill.
Yeah,
like it's no big deal if you lose the run because it's like a 15-minute run. So
yeah,
I see that.
In saying that though, it's so insanely optimized now that like compared to people like Ouija, Drozdowski, and Aki, and these people who do insane strats, to actually compete for world record at this point, you have to go to the next level and do these insane strats that take so much time to actually learn. Like at my point, I can't get world record with my strats that I do, and it's like it's insane what you have to actually do to be able to get that.
Yeah, it's after the 1508, that was like, oh my goodness. Like 1516, it's like, okay, you have some room, you know, you can do it, but 1508 now being the world record, you're gonna have to pull out some pretty nutty strats. And I think you saw it. Ouija's got, I mean, everybody's doing it. Drozdowski's doing like 2 BLJs. Like people are going insane for 16. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, not only that, it's like there's a threshold, especially in Dark World, right? There's a threshold between the difference between doing the fastest strat and it was considered fastest strat like just a month ago, but the second fastest strat, it's like a huge difference in time. Like, you know, you get 244, the difference between 244 Dark World and 248. It's so huge in terms of the amount of practice you need. And it's like, do I go for this? Do I learn Tsukishima? And if you don't, you lose so much time. So it's like, that's what's so cool about this scene. It's insane. Yeah.
It's so crazy seeing that in runs. Like Tsukishima was always a meme. Yeah, it was like, oh, you going for Suki, bro? Like nobody was really going. I mean, there was like the metal cap route, but it didn't even seem like there was a real route, or at least I didn't think there was. But the rollout movement on the box, it's hot stuff. But keeping the discussion rolling, last thing I want to bring up before we get into this is Celeste. Mm-hmm. In the GSA Celeste tournament, Flatter V, I believe this is what happened. Flatter V got the world record. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that right?
You're wrong.
Okay. TGH got the world record.
Wait. When did this happen?
Okay, I'm looking at the leaderboard. It says 12 days ago, Flatter V got a 29:31.
Right.
TGH 17 days ago got a 29:35. Was that the one?
No. Flatter V got the world record in the speed gaming tournament.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And and beat TGH in that race where he got the world record, which was a semifinal.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And then
so go ahead.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then TGH took back the world record within a day.
Yeah, literally a day, and then 3 days ago he improved it again by 4 seconds. It's now sitting at a 29:21, and you yourself are playing some Celeste. Is 28 gonna happen? How good is 29:21? What do you think about that?
29:21 is insane, but like, so when the meme was going around that sub 30 was impossible, it was never gonna happen, which I still don't know why people talk about these things, because like speedrunning always gets better. Thresholds and stuff are always reached. Times always are possible. Like people saying sub 1 is not gonna happen in Odyssey. Of course it is, but with time, obviously. But anyway, when 29 first happened, during that time of it happening, there was like tons of strats going on or coming into Celeste. So like the time just keeps going down and down and down because of that. I mean, yeah, 28 is gonna happen. It's been like what, a month or two since 29 first happened, or like a few months, and it's already almost at 28. So yeah, it's just gonna keep going down.
Yeah, that's right. 2 months since the first 29.
And now I think like 3. Is it 3 or 4 people have 29s already?
5. Bye-bye, Masushi, Oddbod, Flatterv, and TGH.
That's insane.
They're really out here. Really out here. That was a huge PB for Bye-bye. He went from a 30:19 to a 29:54.
Yeah.
Chopping it right down. Craigasm.
Yep. I'm glad Bye-bye is back to 90% because he actually said he didn't enjoy it. I think he's in the GSA tournament. Maybe it's because of the GSA tournament he found the motivation to do 90% again, and now he's bopping people. So that's good to see.
Could be.
This is what it's one of the things that's so great about these tournament organizations and just tournaments in general. It gives people that motivation, and we're seeing it live.
It's true. And that's a great segue into our discussion. I wanted to ask you about Nonstop 70 Star. It's really interesting to me because Nonstop 70 is like a meme, right? It was a meme. I don't know if you can really call it a meme anymore, You know, it was just kind of this fun category, something to do on the side if you're bored of your main category. But we make our own rules in speedrunning, right? Nintendo isn't a part of this. They're not like giving any money. They're not like, okay, you can only use the main game, no Game Shark codes or anything. We're like, okay, bust out the Game Shark, nonstop code, nonstop 70 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more legitimized. So what are your thoughts?
I could actually probably give some, not stats, but just like insight. So if I go on speedrun.com, type in Super Mario. Do you have the nonstop leaderboards out? Where do I even find those?
I don't actually. I always like stumble around looking for these leaderboards. It's like category extensions. There we go. I found it. Here, I can link it to you. There you go, buddy.
So like, if you look at the leaderboards in nonstop, 3 months ago or something, or 5 months ago, nonstop 70 it's like, oh my god, yeah, it's probably like doubled in the amount of runners that actually submitted runs for 70-star nonstop period. So like the amount of runners period like doubled since then, since a few months ago. The amount of like, I think Toast Rider had the world record for the which was a 31:18 for the longest time. It says here 9 months ago.
Yeah.
And you look at the top seven, or top 9 actually. You look at the top 9 runners now, and almost every single person's PB in the top 9 were literally days ago. Like the longest the longest standing PB from the top 9 is 11 days ago. Everybody's just been PBing, and all these people are just coming out and grinding nonstop 70, PBing days ago, and now in like top 7. And I mean, you could probably say that all this is because of the tournament.
It'd be fair to say that.
Yeah, because before the tournament was launched, there weren't any of these times on here. There weren't these runners weren't doing it. So like, it's just so great to see like these tournaments being pushed and done, and then it's motivating people so much to want to do all these different categories and get into the game for different reasons.
Like nonstop 70 is just as arbitrary as 16-star, right? Like 16-star has been obsoleted by the other glitches. It's just, it remains because it's fun.
Yeah.
Like that's really the heart of it, is it's a well-rounded category, fun, quick, easy to pick up.
Right.
And
that's what matters at the end of the day, right? Like it's like,
right.
Oh, people say, but this category is arbitrary. What actually matters? What category matters? It's like none of them do. It's like, what is the most fun and what is the most competitive and what people want to do, and that becomes a popular category. It doesn't really matter otherwise.
And like obviously, if somebody gets nonstop 70 world record, it's not. I mean, it's still developing, so it's not as like, it's not as crazy as saying, oh, I got 16-star or 70-star, 120-star world record.
Right.
But as we put more time into these categories, and as they get more love through, you know, tournaments, showcases, whatever it is, they become more legitimate, and it's like more real. And there's another thing going on, somewhat similar, is Better Ocarina of Time. Have you heard of Better Ocarina of Time?
Have I heard of it? Yes. Actually, me and Pity were the first people to actually like kind of advertise it and play it on our streams. Like a few months ago, 2-3 months ago, me and Pitt were talking about Better OT a lot, and then we actually did some bingo races with Better OT, and we kind of wanted to push it. And then how Better OT actually became a thing was we talked to Fig about it, who was like the main moderator of the OT community. And we talked about it, and then in the GSA Discord, Fig kind of made an announcement saying, oh, you know, we want to launch Better OT, and then like official announcements were made of Better OT becoming a thing, and that's how it became a thing. So yeah, I know a lot about it. Yeah.
So for those who are unaware, Better OOT is basically Ocarina of Time, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ocarina of Time with cutscenes cut out, and text is faster. Is that basically the gist of it?
Text is pretty much instant.
Yeah.
I know that a few Zelda games that text is like they kind of fix that. Like the later Zelda games, are like it's like pretty much instant text. Better OT text is like even faster than that. It's just like you literally spam A and the text is just like done. I think it's
Yeah,
like
so,
for a good reference is you know the in OOT the Goran Tunic cutscene. It's like the longest text in the game. It's like a minute or something of text.
hmm.
But with better OOT, it's literally like 5 seconds. You just spam A and all of it is done. So that's basically what it is.
So it's like nonstop OOT basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where I'm going with that is it's kind of in that same realm where it's not the original game. You know, I don't know how do you use it? Is it a ROM hack? Is that what it is?
It's a ROM. Yeah, it's you put it on your EverDrive or like on emulator, but
Right.
I mean people don't use emulator, so on VC on N64 it works.
So I think I don't know if I'm hearing this right, but I think I've heard talks of a better Ocarina of Time tournament or like an interest in that, and I think I don't see anything wrong with that because you think about OT, it's a lot of cutscenes. It's a lot of
Yeah.
cutscenes. It's a lot of text. You know, there's a lot of slow moments, and it's a great speed run. One of the best speed running games. But better OT, like when we're talking tournaments, races, type thing. You know, faster paced environments.
Mhm.
I'm interested to see how that would perform, like, and see how the community reacts because Nonstop 70 is sort of in the same boat. It's not quite a ROM hack. It's a little more accessible. It's just a Game Shark code. Maybe you could do it with a Game Shark code. That'd be neat. But what are your thoughts on better OT and like category extensions?
So like one of the main ideas for like a tournament setting was to have a better OOT no I am no wrong warp tournament because no I am no wrong warp is it's a very solid category. It's a good length. And not much RNG. I don't think it has any. Or maybe getting bombs or something. But
Yeah,
with better OT, it kind of cuts it down to like 40 minutes because I believe no I am no wrong warp um it's like the highest percentage of apart from any percent of cutscenes to gameplay ratio. But because
like
it's
it has
such
the
a
most game.
it
Go ahead.
has the most no, it has a lot of cutscenes for the amount of gameplay that it actually do.
Okay.
So that's why the better OT makes it like a perfect race category. So people have been talking about making it no I know or better OT tournament, and I mean it hasn't been announced yet. It hasn't been done yet, but I'm excited for it to happen. And then from that we could see if it actually could be like a standardized thing.
Yeah.
Apart from
It'll
that,
be.
um, people were actually talking about this is a little bit controversial because most people not are not sure about how people would what people would think about this.
Hmm.
But it's seemingly possible to make like a WAD where you can secure first try Dampe every time
Ooh.
using better OT. So people are thinking, better OT plus first try Dampe, 100% tournament, or 100% kind of like invitational. That would be kind of insane. But it's a bit controversial because people are not sure how they feel about that. But
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, Dampe is definitely like it would take the excitement out of a first try Dampe, but if it's a yeah,
it,
Alaris makes a point. If you're already playing on better OT,
yeah.
like what's a first try Dampe
For the purpose of a
in the grand
tournament
scheme
or
of things?
invitational setting, first try Dampe makes a lot of sense. And if
Yeah.
people are interested in 100% invitational type tournament, having first try Dampe is probably a good idea for the sake of the tournament. If people want to do better OT 100% runs by themselves and for it to be like, legitimized, yeah, probably not a good idea for it. But I
Mhm.
guess, some sort of voting could be done. But for
Yeah,
tournament
and then
setting, yeah.
that also steps into a little bit of gray area where, let's say there's a point in the future where everyone's on better OT. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think that'll happen. I think that the vanilla game will always be there and it will always be played. But let's say better OT is like way more legitimized. Things like that are harder, I think, to prove that you aren't cheating. Like if somebody gets a first try Dampe, how do you prove that they aren't or are using the first try Dampe code or
Right,
whatever?
right.
So it's a little scary.
Yeah, that's probably the main argument, and that's what I'm saying. Probably for a tournament setting, it would make sense for the first try
Hmm.
MP if people do want to see a 100% tournament, but otherwise, yeah, not a good idea. But then people could use it and then get first try MP and say, "Oh, I didn't use it," and it might be impossible to tell, like you
Right.
mentioned.
We'll come up with something. We'll figure it out. But is there anything else you wanted to add on that topic? I'm itching to do a little switch up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we pretty much talked a good bit about the the non-vanilla style speedrunning that's been happening with better OT and stuff. I can't think of any other games that are really doing that right now, but like, it's interesting. There's obviously a huge interest with the amount of people that started doing non-stop 70, and I've already seen a bunch of people streaming better OT as well. So like, people are interested.
Yeah, it's really like the tournaments that are sort of legitimizing it, because before it's like, why would I care? You know, it's for fun. It could be fun. It's a good little race, but where's the passion coming from if there's not a lot of competition? But the tournaments kind of force it in a way.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's like, if people are into it, then great. If not, then you tried.
Yeah, because they work hand in hand too. So a tournament can influence how people start doing just normal speedruns and RTA and leaderboard stuff. So like the non-stop 70s tournament influenced people to just actually run non-stop 70 as a standardized category, and actually it made non-stop 70 actually competitive now. So like, they work hand in hand.
It's lit, fam.
It's lit, fan.
Well, Cheese 05. Oh, I just noticed that it says Cheese 05 on the layout. Oh well.
Yeah.
Cheese 05. You were at TwitchCon. What do you think about TwitchCon? First time going.
Okay.
First impressions.
TwitchCon was when I first got there on the first day. For like the first hour of actually being inside TwitchCon, I was kind of like, okay, what on earth am I gonna do here? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was gonna do, if there's anything to do there. And then I met up with Dickus Khan. Shout out to Dick. And we were hanging out the whole time, and he kind of showed me around. And like, once you do get into TwitchCon, like, you start moving around to like the different areas. Like, there's this the main, I guess, attraction was called the Expo Hall, where you go in and it's a gigantic room of like tons of booths and just companies advertising their stuff, talking about like events and sponsors and stuff. And you can literally just go up to them and like ask them about deals and stuff. And if they like your channel, they'll offer you sponsorships and stuff. That was like the coolest point, because I talked to so many different companies and got like a billion business cards from different people that I had to throw away half of them. But like, you could contact them, and ask for like deals. It's really good for networking and business as being a streamer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you'd recommend it if you're trying to, get your stream out there a little bit more, trying to get some growth, get to know some people.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're a partner. If you're a partner streamer already and you want to grow your channel, TwitchCon is like, it's the place to go. And of course, GDQX was a great addition to it. So like, speedrunning being intertwined with TwitchCon now, it's a good step for speedrunning. Shout outs to GDQ.
Shout outs to GDQ. Yeah, GDQX was pretty neat. I mean, how much did they end up raising? I think it was like a pretty short event.
It's about 150,000 almost.
That's not bad. I mean, for their first one.
For their first event that like half the people didn't even know it was happening. That's something I kind of get confused. I don't mean to say anything bad about GDQ, but I'm just like, I would like to know like what they do for like advertising and stuff, because I feel like they could have probably advertised GDQX like a lot better, because for like months I was talking about GDQX on my stream personally, and even up to like a few days before leaving the TwitchCon, people in my chat were just like, what is GDQX? Like, I have no clue what that is. A lot of people had no clue it was even happening. And then at GDQX, there were tons of donations, and the comments were like, I didn't even know this is happening, but I was glad to, pop in and see it and whatever. It's like a lot of people didn't know what was going on.
It was pretty low key.
And I was kind of confused at that. I feel like they could do a lot more, I guess, just advertising to get it out there.
It feels like it sort of feels like a word of mouth kind of thing. I kind of it seems like that's how GDQ was. Like a bunch of people see it and they're like, "Oh, this is awesome," and then they tell their friend, they're like, "Yo, you like speed running?
Mhm.
Oh, you don't know what speed running is? Well, you should watch this because it's dope." So I think if they continue to do them, then they'll gain more traction, of course. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard. It's advertising is a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
Just gotta hope the people love it. But it seemed pretty good. I popped in the stream a couple times. It seemed like the whole room was pretty empty for most of them. Like it didn't seem like that was that big of a room compared
It
to
wasn't.
a
No,
normal
it was probably
GDQ.
like a third of the size. It was probably as big as like AGDQ 2014. I remember AGDQ 2014 was like it was like a small little kind of like
Oh yeah,
meeting room kind of thing, and it was like
yeah,
probably like 7 rows of chairs. It was pretty much like that. Yeah.
that's pretty funny. Taking it back,
It felt more comfy
throwback.
though. It
Yeah,
was peep comfy.
Pepe comfy.
Peepo comfy. Yeah, that one.
Wait, what is it?
Peepo comfy.
Oh, it's Peepo. God, that emote's such a joke. I like the one where he's got like he looks like a hobo and he's got the coffee cup and like the mittens. That
Right.
one's really good.
All right.
Was there anything else about TwitchCon you wanted to bring up? You thought was dope, or what you got?
Not really. I mean, it's a lot different to GDQ. So like most speedrunners go to GDQs, but like I don't know. I recommend going to TwitchCon and check it out because it's like honestly, I feel because it's so different and it was much more of a public event where you kind of have to open yourself up to new people and new things. GDQ feels much more like a comfy speedrunner vibe. You know, you're just staying in the hotel and you're having fun and partying in people's rooms and stuff. But TwitchCon is actually like it makes you want to walk around and check every single thing and like network with other people and open yourself up and as a streamer to it's pretty insane compared to like a GDQ setting. I recommend that people check it out.
Yeah, that's a good point. GDQ, I mean, obviously there's the stream room, but that's pretty much it. Like if you're solo, you don't know anybody, you go to the stream room, you might talk to some people in the practice room or whatever, meet up with some streamers that you like, whatever it might be. But they don't have, I mean, they have some panels, they have some fun stuff like OOT charades and whatnot, but it sounds like TwitchCon is just like
It's all community
super.
event, it's community stuff that they put on. But like TwitchCon has so many things that at Twitch themselves, that's actually part of the convention that they put on for you, and all these
Right.
panels. Like there were panels. I didn't even know this, but like I only figured out by like the second day that there were actually like 3 different rooms where there were just panels going on all day in each room. There were probably like 30 or 40 panel discussions that went on in those 3 days. It's insane. And that is something that speedrunning definitely needs, like hugely. So I think the last SGQ, I don't know if you checked, I think I linked the video of the GSA stuff. That SGQ actually had a panel talking about like speedrun commentary. That is what speedrunning needs, apart from like the the marathon setting. More panels.
What were the panels like? Do you remember? Like what were the discussions about?
Every Twitch topic you could think of. Like there were panels on
growing your stream,
learning how to be personable on your stream, talking, expanding your arts and graphics and stuff, learning to network on stream, coming up with new ideas. They had a panel on like being LGBT as a streamer and learning how to like get used to like people making fun of you or how to deal with people that aren't accepting of who you are. They had everything you could think of. It was insane.
And those function, it's like a couple of people up on a main table, but people are able to ask questions. That's how it functions?
Yeah. So they had the panelists, like 4 of them, and then they would talk, and then people could go up and ask questions. And
yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And I could definitely envision that for speedrunning, like how to step up your speed game, how to get into a speed game, stuff like that. Because at those events, especially, there's a lot of people that don't even play, or they might be thinking about it, but they don't necessarily play. And it could be something that pushes somebody to start streaming or pushes them to start speedrunning. So yeah. I agree. I think we need it.
Really
dope.
So Sim, I wanted to ask you some
Okay.
questions on.
All right.
I gotta hit you with it because
Hit me with it.
okay, I don't want to. It's nothing official, nothing, no news or anything, but simple questions. Because I've been hearing that you're kind of thinking of diving back into the gameplay. Coming back to speed running slowly but surely.
I've been okay. Shout outs to shit. What? Damn. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. I think his name's Fo. Yeah, Fo Hark. I've never seen him on Twitch, but he reached out to me via email, and he emailed me this huge list of stuff like for tendonitis, for hands and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, it had been because it was my PB anniversary like a year ago, from a couple days ago or something. Like somebody in my chat was like, "Oh, well, a year ago you got the 140-10." I was like, "Oh shit." So it's been a while since I stopped playing, and I kind of lost hope. I was like, "I'm never playing Mario again. My life is over." Like my life revolved around Mario. I love it so much. Like it was so much fun, but it was just becoming to be too much pain. And I was doing everything that I thought I could do to help with the pain. I was doing stretching, I was doing strengthening, some icing. But this dude sent me this. He sent me this like guide. It's like a tendonitis guide, and the steps are pretty simple. It's a lot of work. It's like a regime. It's like 1 week of doing multiple hours a day of just like icing, stretching, massaging my hands. And I did that, and I was like, okay, it's a little better. And then now I'm on like phase 2, which is where I people have seen it. I like grind my meat with a water bottle like in between my hands, and then it breaks it up or something, and it's been helping a lot. I have played a little bit of Mario recently, and it hasn't been too bad. And I'm gonna like keep playing a little bit and see where it goes, see if the pain subside. Like if it doesn't get worse, if it just kind of stays where it's at, then we might be in, baby. But I don't want to confirm anything. I don't want to give a date
So you're
or anything
grinding
like
for
that.
world record, basically.
Yes, yes.
All right, no, it's
So
good.
so I'll get 138.
No, well, that's good. Shoot. I mean, the chat is super excited. Everyone is excited, dude. I think, especially like when I was seeing you playing last year and how quickly you got down to 140-10. That's like it's less than a minute off a world record, and that's
Mm.
I was getting like excited, and then you stopped playing again because you had pain. I was like, but now, I mean, hopefully everything works out, and I think.
Thanks, Kaplow.
Shout outs to Kaplow in chat. Kaplow. So before the stream, guys, I'm just gonna be honest. Kaplow is the one who made the layouts for the Two Dads podcast. Shout outs to him. And right before I started the episode, I realized that we didn't actually have a layout with just 2 cameras, with just me and Simp. We always had layouts with like a guest. So I was like, how the hell are we gonna get a layout with just 2 of us? That was like 3 minutes before starting the stream. Simply was like, I have an idea. So you just kind of like made this.
Yeah, so I just like deleted the box, and then there's a cool tool in Photoshop that allows you to like copy a different part of the layout and draw over another part. So
Right.
I tried my best. I don't know why it's faded like that. It shouldn't be like that, but it's all
I
right.
think it looks fine. It has like a cool vibe.
Yeah, no, the gradient's nice. It's nice. Shout out Kaplow. But yeah, that's where I'm at with Mario. I will continue to beat my meat, if you will, grind my meat.
Still don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a water bottle here, but I
So
would demo.
you just use a water bottle. Okay.
So I take a water bottle, put it in the freezer, freeze it so it's like a solid block of ice, basically, like a cylinder of ice, and I just put it in between my hands and like roll like this, if that makes sense.
That's crazy.
And it feels really good. Breaks it all up, cools it down. Ice is like ice is the most that is what I needed to be doing, was icing. That was like what I was not doing the most. I was doing a lot of stretching. I was doing a lot of strengthening. The most interesting thing that I learned about tendonitis is rest alone won't do anything. That's what shocked me. Like if I stopped playing all games for a year and just sat there, and then maybe even 2 years, and then I went back and played again, nothing would change. I'd still have the same pain, same everything, because the way it works is like I had worked my hands into like a negative mode. like your body will either work with you or work against you, and my body has been working against me. But now I'm working on like resetting my arms so that they can heal again. And
That makes
so,
sense. It makes sense. It's like, I mean, if you get a sports injury and then you just don't do anything and you try to, it's like my back. I'm going through the same thing with my back. Like last year, around the exact same time that you stopped playing, like October, November,
mhm.
I got the back injury that I still don't know what has happened. I got this extremely bad back pain in one day I practiced. And since then, I still have the back pain. Like, I cannot bend over for more than 10 seconds without feeling a lot of pain. And that's because I'm not doing anything to help it. It's just staying
Yeah,
there. I'm thinking,
it
oh, let me
sucks.
just rest for a year. But it's not. I have to do something about it. I just haven't yet.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely look into that. I don't know if it applies the same for backs, but I bet massages would be really helpful. Maybe chiropractor could help.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've been to a
I
chiropractor, but
actually
they
have.
have.
I did. Nothing happened. I don't think it's bone. It has to do with muscles. So chiropractic wouldn't really help because they work with like just the bone structure and the column. I think I need to go to
Yeah,
physiotherapist.
you're right. They do kind of like crack it in place, but it can be a byproduct. Like if your bones are out of place, then your
Hmm.
tendons are doing more work,
I
you
guess
know?
so. Yeah.
So like if they move you in the right way, then everything's working better. It could just be buzzwords. I don't know. They just say
Right.
shit to me and then I pay them like $100 and they're like, "All
Yeah.
right, you bet you're good."
You're
And
gonna
I'm
feel
like, "All right,
great
I
the
feel
next
really
day.
good."
That's what they told me. I paid $50 for them to crack my bones, and then they're like, "Tomorrow you're gonna feel great." 10 months later, still with pain.
They're like, "You got to come back every week, weekly. Give me my money."
Right.
Some of them are phony, apparently, according to my parents. You got to find the right one. But how
Yeah.
about you, baby? Bouncing it back your way. What's going on? You've got GSA on your hands. Well, we both got GSA.
Just
You
both
know,
got GSA.
Me and G's are very involved with GSA. It's very exciting. It's getting going. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that. But you got GSA. You've got Celeste, Mario 64. You're picking up Odyssey. You're traveling pretty often. Sponsored by CLG. What's
Hmm.
going on in the life of Cheese? How you feel these
I mean,
days?
pretty much everything you mentioned. So it's funny because like before GSA started, which was around July of this year, a few months ago,
Mhm.
it feels like a year now. It's been so much work at GSA. It's only been like 3 months. It's actually insane. Yeah, three and a half
Yeah.
months or so. But before GSA, like literally right before SGDQ, for like years, all I've really focused on when it comes to like streaming and speedrunning was get better at Mario 64 and just like grind for PBs and world records, right?
Mhm.
But like 3 months ago, right after SGDQ, well, first of all, at SGDQ, when I was still with Beast Coast, there was a dinner that we had with all the Beast Coast speedrunners, which are me, Caleb Hart, Majin Phil, Carsey, and Seven Sins. And we had a big dinner at IHOP. It was like one of the last days. And
Wait, what? At this past SGDQ?
that this SGDQ, yeah. At that
Okay.
dinner, after talking to people like I don't know what you're doing right now, but it looks so suspicious.
I'm grinding my meat. Don't worry about it.
He's grinding his meat, right? Okay. What the hell is Simply doing?
Don't worry about it. Just keep telling your story.
All right. Um, damn, got really hot all of a sudden. So we had like a big dinner at SGDQ, and like after talking to people like Caleb and Phil and Carsey especially, they gave me a lot of insight as to like I guess the level at which they treat their stream, like the level of professionalism, right? And I
Yeah.
learned so much from that talk in terms of like, how much I actually have to treat my stream as my career and like how serious I have to take it. And from that talk, I learned so much when it comes to like, what direction to take my stream and how serious to take stuff, right? And since
Yeah.
then, like my sub count has raised by like 500. It's been insane. Like just from having that talk and realizing like, what I could do to the amount of stuff that I could do to actually grow my stream. And then GSA started at the same time, right after SGDQ. So it's like there's every day, like, you know, there's always something to do with GSA, meetings to go to, you know, stuff we gotta do, and like that plus all the stuff that I have planned for my stream, it's been like, it's like a huge I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not just grinding for PBs and trying to get better at Mario now. It's like a billion things to do now, but it's great. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Majin Phil and you can just tell, like, he pours a lot of time. Like, the graphics are on point, the emotes are amazing. He's got the sub icons. It's like it's an experience, and like it feels good when a streamer that you like is, you know, putting time in to make sure that you are getting like the maximum that you can out of being a part of that community.
Exactly.
And I've seen streamers that will, Buka, for example, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if he does it every time, but he'll start his stream and just talk with the chat. And I think that's a pretty good practice. Just like sitting there, you're not practicing, you're not occupied, you're just like, hey, how's everybody doing? Talking with people, being like, what up? And it can be hard to find that time. And like, it feels like, oh, you know, because like you said, you're trying to balance being a speedrunner with a streamer, but when it's also your career, like you really have to value both of them pretty heavily. It can't just be speedrunner and like, because I feel like for a while, like me, you, Punke, we're just speedrunners,
right? Yeah,
who happen to have like a nice community with our streams.
But not only that, like we used to just like be on call with each other all the time on stream, and a lot of time we'll be ignoring a lot of our chat and just like we just wanted to talk to each other and race and speed run. And after, you know, a lot of time you learn that that's not, there's so much more that you can do.
Yeah.
That people appreciate. But yeah, I started doing that as well. Like, you started my stream with like, you know, a full webcam, just talking to people. Because honestly, it takes out a lot of stress too. Like, being that personable with your stream, starting a stream and just talking to your viewers and asking them about like, just random stuff, talking about your day. It gets off so much stress, and you just feel instantly relaxed with your stream, and makes it way more fun.
Yeah, I could see that. You gotta balance it out. Life is a balance.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's what you've been up to. You've been balancing it out. You've been I think it's good that you're also like dipping into other speed games. You got Celeste going. Apparently you're doing a week challenge. What is this? Like a week to see how good you can get at Odyssey? Is that what's going on?
Right. So I announced it yesterday, but it's actually Finoli. Thanks for the reset bub for 3 months. Welcome back to the fridge, bitch. I appreciate it. So shout out to EasyScape. I don't know if he's still in chat, but EasyScape approached me about having this week-long challenge where it's actually starting tonight. So for a week, I'm gonna be speedrunning Odyssey from scratch, and I'm going to be learning any percent. And by the end of the week, I have to beat a 115 in any percent.
Okay.
So it's a challenge where we're tracking a speedrunner's progress from 0 to a certain like threshold, or to beat a certain time. And the process it takes from starting to learn and looking at tutorial videos and stuff for a week long, and see where they could reach. And so that'll be starting tonight. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be streaming the learning process, and I'm gonna have the video of the tutorial on stream as well, so people can see like how I'm following the video and stuff. Shout out to Small Ant. Small Ant has the tutorial videos on point. I'm gonna be using his videos, so
hey.
Yeah, it's just a really fun challenge. We'll see how it goes. A 115, not 150.
World record in a month challenge.
Yeah, and then
that sounds a little harder.
Yeah, apart from that, I am going to be diving into blindfolded at SM64.
Ooh, okay.
Which is, so again, shout outs to Katoon. Katoon is one of the blindfolded masters, especially in Mario 64. He has this insane Google Doc written up of like, it looks like programming code. It's insane how he wrote it up, where he writes like these codes that mean certain things and inputs in Mario for blindfolded, and you follow the certain codes and inputs to like, and those form strats in the respective stars, and you follow those codes and inputs so you can like pull off the strats and stuff. So I'm gonna be collaborating with Katoon in Blindfolded, so we can we can create better strats and stuff for 70-star and stuff like that.
Blindfolded tournament when?
Blindfolded tournament. My ultimate goal is to submit Blindfolded 70-star to GDQ next year.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, obviously it's gonna be a long. Our goal is to like, I guess, bring it down to like sub 5 hours, so it actually makes sense to submit it because you don't want it to be too long.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But I feel like, oh my god.
I mean, it's crazy because Katoon's PB is already like 8.5 hours, and he hasn't put that much time into it. And like, I think somebody like me who knows a lot about the RTA side, if we team up together, we could probably bring it down by a lot. But
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Well, dope, man. What else you want to talk about? I feel like we've had a pretty nice little conversation here.
Yeah, so basically today, for the viewers out there, today was kind of, well, first of all, I guess an apology for not having two dads for so long. So yeah. I guess it's been like 2 months or so that the Two Dads podcast has been on break, I guess.
Yeah, little hiatus.
Yeah. So Simply started school, and then I also I can't remember what was going on a month ago.
Well, school started, GSA started, and GSA has honestly it's been a lot.
Also, in the beginning of October I got appendicitis. I was out for a week. Yep. And then I got sick for a week, and then I went to TwitchCon. So the past month has been like impossible for me too, but we're bringing it back. The Two Dads reloaded. If you may.
We're reloaded, baby.
Yeah.
Fully loaded. Glocks. Fuck. Extendo clip.
So we thought that today we'll have like, I guess, a comeback episode with me and Simp. I guess we're starting it off again. Bigger and better. Improves.
Yep.
I should mention too that we're probably going to be cutting down the episode length to probably an hour, maybe an hour and 15 max, because after some feedback from people, and honestly just like my personal opinion, I think Simply might feel the same way too. Like, I look back at my YouTube videos on the past Two Dads episodes that are like 2 hours long and stuff, and like I physically feel like I can't sit here for 2 hours watching this episode. And then I see other podcasts that are like 45 minutes long, and it's like, okay, I could watch a 45-minute podcast. This makes sense. So like I think cutting it down to like an hour is like the good benchmark, for people to actually stay interested.
Right. Well, I mean, there is the point where, like, on a long drive, for example, I don't mind listening to a 2-hour podcast, but it's still pushing it. Like, I probably won't listen to the whole thing. I'll probably make it through maybe an hour, hour at most, unless it's really good. Like, it depends on the guest, but they're probably, mostly going to be an hour-ish around there. So, I think we'll still stick with the every other week layout. I think that sounds good. 1 every other week, 2 a month. Might not necessarily always have a guest. I like it when it's just me and Cheese too, and we're just talking about like what's going on in the community as a whole and like where things are going,
right?
Stuff like that.
But at the same time, let's say if people approach us and want to be guests or have good ideas, or if me and Simp just out of the blue think of a really good episode idea, and we do want to have one every week, sometimes it's up to Simply. I'm up for it, but our general kind of like schedule would probably be once every 2 weeks. Yeah. Anything else to add on that?
That's about it. Big Simp Invitational getting started here in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We've got, I think it's, I was about to say Ouija, but that is not what's happening. It's Ikori versus Proto Man. So that'll be cool. How about you? What are you doing? You about to start some streaming?
I'll be streaming. I'll start my stream again in about 2 to 3 hours, and then I'll be, starting the week challenge for Odyssey. So I'm excited for that. And
that is gonna be cool.
Yeah, so I will probably just, you're starting your stream like an hour and a half from now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I can't host you, but you guys know where to go. You guys know where to go in an hour and a half. So that's good stuff.
Hell yes. Thank you, everybody.
Yep.
for watching. This has been the Two Dads Podcast Reloaded live with me, Simply, and you, Cheese.
I was waiting for it.
And, you know, we'll get this up on Android, get it up on the iTunes store. Kopitz is the guy who does that. I wonder if he still remembers how to do it. I don't actually remember how to do it. I originally learned the process and then taught it to Kopitz. So we'll get that up shortly. And yeah.
Right. So
thank you for watching.
Yeah, one more quick note. Actually, no, never mind. Okay, so I think Ouija's streaming apparently. I don't know. Ouija types in my chat while he's live all the time. I never know when he's live. All right, he is live. All right, I guess we're hosting. We're rating Ouija. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thanks for watching. And there's so many topics that I would love to talk about right now, but of course, it's better that we save it for the next episode. And we're probably gonna have guests in our next episode that we can elaborate even more on those topics. So, love you. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See you guys later. Love you. And bye.
Bye.